Hello, welcome back to this playlist of Genshin Impact in a nutshell. Now, you first arrive in the nation of Mondstat, the land of wind and freedom, with Paimon. Now, she suggests that you go around to every single nation and ask every single god if they've seen your sibling, because that's just a rational thought. Since it's made by your rations, of course. So you arrive in Mondstat and you see this big old statue called the Statue of the Seven. And you touch it and you think, oh my god, I just got a burst of wind power. No, actually, you got wind powers. Ta-da! You went from powerful to powerless to, oh my god, I have a big old fart now. So then you unlock the map, and you walk around the forest with Paimon, and you see this strange kid talking with this ginormous dragon. Yes, that's a boy, not a girl, I swear to you. Now, for some reason, you had to let it rip, and so they both look at you like you just intruded on a very intimate moment, and they leave. Like, peace. After the dragon leaves, you see this big crystal, which is big and blue. Paimon is very curious, and so she's like, hey, traveler, you should totally pick that up and keep it for the whole rest of the story quest. So as a rational person, you say, yeah, sure, why not? Let's do it. You try to walk to the city of Mondstat when you're stopped by this girl. Her name's Amber, by the way.
We're not looking for trouble. That's what all the troublemakers say.
Long story short, she calls you suspicious, and she was like, oh, heck no, I'm escorting you to this city by myself. You help her fight some weird hilichurl camp that you see outside, and she's like, oh my god, you're so strong. I'm gonna give you a prize. Follow me to the city. So Ember takes you to the highest point of Mondstat City. You look over, you see an amazing view, and she hands you this thing called a wind glider, and she says, oh yeah, just go forward and jump twice, because that'll totally do something. And so you're like, you know what? It's a trust fall. And you go on. And oh my god, you're flying, but for some reason you can't go up, you can only go down, which I always thought was really stupid. But you keep going, and then you reach the bottom of Mondstat. And you're like, oh my god, I finished a trial! And then you look up and you see, oh my gosh, it's the dragon that I let it rip in front of. So this dragon, his name is Storm Terror, according to Amber, and you start fighting him. Pew pew, pew pew, pew 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 pew. After you fight him, you land down and you get introduced to this man named Kaya. Nice man, by the way. So Kaya introduces himself as the Cavalry Knights of Favonius. Okay? And he states, come on guys, let's go introduce you to the head of the Knights of Favonius, Acting Grandmaster Jean. You walk into a very nice moment between Jean and the head librarian, Lisa. Very nice, I must say. But you go in, and she says, oh my gosh, you're so strong. And then she asks you for help to weaken Storm Terror. You're like, you know what? Yeah, sure, because you're just the goat. You go with Amber, Kaya, and Lisa to go to these temples of the Four Winds, which Storm Terror is deriving his power from. And after each domain, you get the characters, which was weird in the beginning because I thought you had to pay money to get hot characters, but I guess not. You go back and report to Jean, and Jean is talking to this weird girl in a mask who you soon learn it's a negotiator from the Fatui, who is trying to defeat Storm Terror for you, you know. Jean complains about the Fatui for a little bit to you after they leave, and then you go back to the Knights of Favonius headquarters to talk to Lisa. Now, you go to Lisa and you tell her about the teardrop crystal you found next to Storm Terror, and Lisa explains to you,
Dragon of the East, Lion of the South, Wolf of the North, Falcon of the West. They are the four winds of Mondstat, affiliated with Barbados, the god of Anemo. The Dragon of the East, Storm Terror, its real name is Dvalin. Though most in Mondstat seem to have forgotten that in all this Storm Terror business. So now you know why Dvalin is only able to channel 3 of the four winds' power. Because it has been consuming itself from the beginning. Because of hatred, I presume.
Hatred?
Hatred for Mondstat. Hatred drove it to become something more powerful than the wind itself. To become Storm Terror.
Then Lisa tries to take the teardrop crystal for, inspection or something, and then this happens.
To mention... Ouch! Gosh, that hurt! The impurities in the crystal... It hurts when I get close.
So you end up having to keep the teardrop crystal for now. Paimon then complains that you didn't explain to Lisa that you didn't have a vision, and gets kind of pissed off, and you look down and you see, oh my god, it's Green Guy! And so you start following him, like a normal person should. You chase him down to the great statue of Barbados, and you see him playing a lyre, which is basically a mini harp. This dude introduces himself as Venti, and he leads you on by saying, oh my gosh, I have a way to defeat Storm Terror, and then he runs off. You follow him to this massive tree in Windrise, and he explains to you,
his hate, however, did not arise from the people not making tribute to the four winds, nor was it born from his own nature, but instead came about as a product of his degradation.
So then he explains that Dvalin is not the bad guy, and that he needs your help to save him. And he needs the great holy lyre that was once played by the god Barbatos. And he says, oh my goodness, it's held in the Favonius church. I need you to help me go steal it. Because there's no way that they are going to let you just have it. It's a national treasure, come on, man. So at night, you go sneak around like a creepy person and try not to get caught by the guards. So you finally reach the lyre, but instead of you taking it, is this Sinan maid from the Fatui that takes it. She takes the lyre, and you get accused for stealing it, so you and Venti run for your lives in a tavern, where you take cover for a few minutes. Then you meet this man named Diluc. This dude is the head of the wine industry of Mondstat, and he is also a non-alcoholic. I know, very contradictory. So you explain the entire situation to Diluc, and Diluc is like, you know what, the Fatui did it, I'm gonna help you. So you leave the tavern and wait for it to die down before going back in later that night. And this dude, the smart person he is, invites the acting Grand Master of the Knights of Favonius, who you just tried to steal from. Now, Jean, being the cool person she is like, you know what? That's fine. You were trying to help us. I trust you. I don't know about you, but I cried at that part because I thought I was going to get imprisoned for the rest of my life in Mondstat. So, as it turns out, while you were out and about, Mr. Diluc Ragnavir here said, okay, I'm going to go take things into my own hands, and he tracked down the Fatui for us. Nice going, Diluc. Good job. So you go to their secret base, which is actually very dirty. There's cobwebs, everywhere. So you go inside, and you have to fight some enemies. Ugh. And you finally get the lyre. But, the lyre is super old and rusty, and has lost all its power, so Venti says. And so Venti says, okay, give me that teardrop crystal. You give it to this dude, and he basically just gives it to the lyre, and the lyre, absorbs it. But Venti says it's still not enough. Therefore, you have to go out and collect more. After gathering the teardrops, you all gather at Diluc's winery, and you decide we're gonna go to Star Snatch Cliff to play the lyre and summon Dvalin. Yay! You summon Dvalin, and Bro goes all tsundere, saying, oh my gosh, Barbados, you never truly loved me, blah, 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 you tried to kill me, blah, 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 and he takes off. Oh, and you get a cutscene from your sibling. After that, you then decide, I'm gonna go talk to the Abyss and ask them how to reach Dvalin. Which, me personally, I wish you would have done that in the very beginning, but whatever, man. You all go fight an Abyss Mage, and the Abyss Mage forfeits and says, okay, I'm sorry. And then he gives you the instructions to open the wind barrier to get to Dvalin. You fight some monsters, Venti breaks the wind barrier, and you get to the top of Storm Terror's tower, and you see that there is another barrier. Great. So, in the end, you have to finish 3 more puzzles to open the gate. And then, you see Dvalin. Oh my goodness! You enter the domain, and you fight. And then, Dvalin just takes you to this domain thing, and he just fights you. And you have to break these giant spikes on his back. Gosh darn it, I forgot to bring a bow and arrow character. Ah! It's okay! I can play as a femboy for now. So, the platform breaks, and then you fall down, and Dvalin's like, nope, I'm gonna switch sides last minute. And he catches you, and happy ending for all, man. Happy ending for all. In the end, you go back to Mondstat. You go with Venti and Jean to return the broken holy lyre to Himmel. You go to this nun named Barbara, and she just totally freaks out. She begs to Lord Barbados, who...
Lord Barbados! Even if I atoned for these sins for the rest of my life, it would still not be enough!
Oh, give it here.
How could this holy liar, but how?
Huh? Let Paimon see!
No. I don't know how you managed to fix it, but you'll never touch the lyre again.
We, really should get going. That trick I used to repair the holy lyre. I mean, the magic I used isn't going to hold forever, you know.
What?
You run outside, and then you basically get knocked down by these Fatui agents. And you meet this gorgeous lady. Her name is La Senora, who is number 8 of the Fatui Harbingers. La Senora, stole the Gnosis from Venti, and then Venti started to fight back.
Resident rodent beats invasive. That smirky looks out of place. Did you steal it from your master's face? Beauty is a waste when the beholder has no taste.
And she just totally lost it. La Senora gave Venti the lock kick, bro. You go to Windrise and you see Venti, and he's basically pouring his heart out to the tree. Venti then explains to you that he doesn't know where your twin is, but he knows someone that might. He speaks of his god friend Morax, or Rex Lapis, from Liyue, and that he might know something. During the celebration, Morax falls down from the heavens and basically helps merchants with their business and gives them some advice for the whole year. And he tells you that if you don't take this opportunity now, then you'll have to wait a whole nother year for this opportunity to arise. And that, my friends, is the end of the Mondstat arc. Thank you for listening. I know I'm such a yapper and that I suck. Have a good rest of your day, and please like and subscribe.